Probably look a little goofy, but this keeps the sun off my head. So I thought I would give a little tour of my campsite that I picked for today, maybe even tomorrow. And first I'll start with the locale. I decided to take a little bit of a risk and camp right on the pass. This is a pass. Valley, pass. Peaks. Anyways, this is Dungeness Valley. So I can have a sunset view from my campsite this way. And coming around this way, over here. I kind of planned out my tent so I can lay in my tent and look right out the window at Glacier Peak. I think that's Glacier Peak in Seattle. And that will be the sunrise view. So I'll wake up in my tent and take a sunrise right there. That should be pretty neat. Anyways, so what's the risk of camping here instead of down there? Down there is Camp Mystery. That is water. So I had to bring up extra water and go get water when I run out eventually. And I chose to do it here because I want the view, but you know, trade-off is this is a lot more exposed. So it could be colder and it could be windier. So I made sure to use every single tie down I have for my tent and set it up as best I can to get the wind protection. I would have liked to maybe have turned it this way so it'd be more like a blade cutting the wind coming over the ridge, but you know, then I wouldn't have the view. So I'm taking a little gamble here for views. That's right. I made sure to do all the Velcro straps. And actually, this is not original tent pole that's in here. These are airplane quality aluminum poles that I bought. The original tent pole was fiberglass and it was heavier and not strong, and it bent in the wind because one time we camped and it was like 60-mile-an-hour gusts and it actually bent the pole. So this tent can take a fair share of wind. Because this tent requires, it's a single pole tent, and so it requires some really great stakes. No mistakes. Bad dad jokes. Alright, so I got these from my old man when he, you know, inherited them, some stakes. I'll probably put the cap on that one. And they're big. They're like big nails. And I make sure to have at least really good stakes for the corners, because this tent doesn't work if the stakes don't work. There's no cross poles, and the non-cross pole means it's not stable on its own. So I use heavy duty stakes, and then I use a couple of the cheaper stakes to do some of the like middle sections. I got it roped off to a tree, which I don't think this tree's gonna blow away. So, and it's not ideal perfect angle, but you know, and I made sure to like put them on the tree in a way that's not gonna hurt the tree either. You know, try to leave my impact on the site minimal. Anywhere where I couldn't, I ran out of stakes here, so I just kind of wrapped it around a cord and I'll just pile some rocks on, and I'm using a stick for that stake there. But you know, more stakes, more weight. And you know, this isn't the most important. Maybe it is. Who knows? We'll find out. Maybe I'll just get lucky. It's not supposed to be really windy, but you never know. Up here on a pass, there are things called microclimates. So, and then this is kind of the cheaper stake. I always make sure to put my stakes in at an angle, slight angle going towards the tent, or away from the tent, the head away, the pointy part towards, because it's less likely to pull out. And this could easily just turn around like this in the wind if this was really pulling on it, and that would make the stake useless. These are just cheap stakes. So what I will also do is put a rock on it, and that kind of holds the stake from moving around and just provides that extra weight and support for the stake. This stake's kind of an important one. It holds these doors open, and this is kind of a big flap that stays open. So I use a really good stake here. It's a flat stake that my dad used to use for a big old canvas tent. So I use that. It's starting to come apart a little though. Might need to weld it or something. And then before I go to bed, I'll put a rock on it, and I'll just kind of climb in through. So that's kind of the tent setup. This is a summer tent more, you know. It's like nice because you get, when you're in a spot with good views, this mesh, you can just sit here and like, here, let's try it out. Oh, oh yeah. Oh man, I'm just gonna, still want to go up there today. I was thinking about making supper there, taking the sunset, and then coming back here. That way my cooking smells are not near my camp. Yeah, and then I can just look out over here and catch the view as well, you know. So, and I'm rocking the little thermarest here. Oh, self-inflating. It's got like a foam, and then you just blow a few puffs of air in it. And my wife bought me this for my birthday. And yeah, I guess we're kind of a big into thermarest. She also bought me recently, both of us. These are 35 to 55 degree temperature bags, sleeping bags, and I actually have a below zero one, but I think this will be warmer because it expands bigger. It's just a bigger bag. Like my other bag, my like chest sticks out of it and I can't zip it up. It's not as comfortable. So I think this will be more comfortable and warmer because it's just a loose fit. Just like the Happy Monday said, keep it a loose fit. It's gotta be a loose fit. This is my clothes bag. I just got extra clothes. I might put that, use it to hang any extra food. I was kind of eyeballing those trees there, maybe putting a line between them and suspending food from that. I don't know. I got a bear barrel, but you know, if a bear knocks it down the cliff here, I'll be keeping my food away from my campsite. You want to keep all the odors away from your campsite, food odors. So I will have no toothbrush, no toothpaste, no food in here, no anything strongly scented you really don't want. I'll even put my ganja in the bear barrel. So, you know, just in case, you never know with these Washington bears. Anyways, I'll kind of makeshift out of some whatever I can find. My backpack and everything will be my pillow. And I'll probably sleep. I mean, it's a little wonky, but you know, it's overall flat. But I'll probably sleep kind of a little weird. But I haven't slept good for a few days anyway, so whatever. What's 2 more days of, you know, maybe I'll just get too exhausted to care. Got some extra water. I just stored it in the bag that you fill with. I mean, that's like a liter right there. At least. That's more than a liter probably. 64 ounces, whatever. Why can't we just be all metric? Why must we use imperial units? Death to the empire. and it's metric. Let's get on with the metric. I have one more little bag I brought as a backup too, and I have another old juice container for water. So yeah, this is gonna be my campsite, and tonight I'm thinking I'll go up there, hang out up there, play up there, which is cool because usually I'm in such a rush to come down, and the last few times I've gone up top of Buckhorn I had to hurry up and go all the way back. Not today. So I'll go up there tonight, kind of take in the sunset west. I think that'll be nice. And then my plan is to then go down this trail that kind of comes off of Marmot Pass. Oh yeah, cliff here. There's a trail that goes down here, and you can see it over there in the distance. That leads to Boulder Shelter. And so tomorrow my goal would be to go to Boulder Shelter and then go to all the way to Home Lake. It'll be quite a jog to get there and back, but that's all I gotta do all day. And then I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep my camp here. I'll boyvac my stuff, like just leave my tent, my sleeping gear, and maybe some clothes, and just leave that here so that it's keeping the weight in my pack when I'm hiking tomorrow down. I don't have to carry all this, and this is kind of the high point for my day then. So tomorrow I'll head over that way, come back, and there's a stream down that way I can get some water. In my last videos you may have seen me make water there, so I'll fill up as much water in my side myself, and then I'll fill up my capacity as much as I can, and then head back up this way for tomorrow night. And I'm only planning on being here for till Wednesday because of the weather's kind of, and my wife doesn't want me to be gone too long. So then on Wednesday, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a little bit of hiking before I head home. Come home late. I might go. The third thing I wouldn't mind doing is going around this ridge. There's a trail that leads you to Buckhorn Wilderness area, and that's where the bomber crash site is. I haven't been there yet, so if it's too far I might not. Wow, you can see the Hood Canal Bridge real clear today. Wow, it's kind of a not quite full moon tonight. I noticed last night when I was at home that the moon was out, so I should have moonlight to run by. I got a flashlight. I made sure to get my flashlight charged. And yeah, I'm not alone. You can see there's people right there. They look like they got the hiking gear. You can tell because they don't have a lot. There's someone camping right there. You might even hear them. There's someone camping down in that patch of trees down there. So it's not like I'm alone. I'm in the wilderness, but we hikers, we kind of a solitary old dude group of people. We like to keep to ourselves sometimes, but in a pinch I know we'll help each other. All I gotta do is scream and somebody will be here to help me. So the big thing though is keeping the odors out of here, so any critters that are kind of coming over this pass tonight, be it Kruger or bear, will not be attracted. And my odors are going to blow down the valley, so and I did bring some tuna and sardines, so I'll be making sure to triple wrap that so the smell isn't as strong. But yeah, this is going to be my little adventure here. I had a lot of time to think on the way up and about what I want to do with my life. I'm just glad to be here, and it's a great place to think about life. And I'm gonna get into that in another video about, I had some ideas, you know. Anyways, this is me set up, and you know, one little step at a time. That's how I got up here. It ain't the latest setup. I ain't an ultra light person, but this has always worked for me. So I think I'll be safe, and staying warm is important. It's gonna get down into the 40s tonight, maybe. It says that it's supposed to stay in the 50s, but you know, it's mountains. You gotta always plan. So I got layer upon layer I can just cocoon myself in. This does most of the wind breaking. I think I'll be quite comfy. Maybe too warm, who knows. Anyways, I hope maybe like for anybody I am not an expert backpacker, and I'm hoping that for anybody who's like kind of interested in starting out, maybe they will find some of this information useful. I mean, some of the stuff is just like putting stakes a certain way in the ground. It's just little things like that I've picked up over the years, that I've been camping throughout my life. So I want to kind of share that knowledge so that, you know, people can get educated about it if they want. Or, you know, there's no right way to do it. Everybody does it their own way. There's no one way to camp or hike. Do the way that works for you, but try to be open-minded to new possibilities. Like someone was telling me on the way up that I should get some poles, save my knees, you know, and I was like, I'll try them. I'd rather try some, borrow some from somebody first, you know, before I buy them. Kind of pricey. I'm kind of trying to do my adventure on a budget, you know. This ain't like an REI kind of like, I ain't got no problems with REI. They make great gear. They're just kind of a lot of money, you know. So I've got my Coleman tent, you know, $45. Love that tarp bottom. You know, that thing stays dry. It's proved itself several times. And for $45, you know. So I'm just taking in the sights and the smell, you know. While I'm up here and kind of doing my thing, I'm also sort of looking for like my plan. Like, where am I going to go number 2? Number 1's easy. Maybe I'll number 1 right off here later tonight. Enjoy like a whiz with a view, but you got to look around and kind of think about where you're going to go number 2, because if you're like me, it can come on kind of sudden, and you want to know where your toilet paper and whatever you're using is in your bag so you can make a quick move. And I gotta kind of eyeball up where's a good place to go, and then I think I will pack my poo out, because there's not a lot of soil here, and poo does not degrade. At the very least, I will make sure I take my toilet paper out of here, because the toilet paper doesn't degrade and it just makes a mess for everybody else. So that's kind of the last thing I need to consider in my setup, is where I'm gonna go. I don't know where. I'm kind of on a cliff, so, you know, maybe I head this way or maybe I head that way. You can hear the Dungeness River from up here. Oh, it's amazing. Anyways, I should probably get going if I'm going to go up to the top of that mountain. Alright, I'll